Damn, okay. What's up, man? I'm damn, I don't know how to start this video. Man, shut your ass up, Alicia Keys. But yeah, I'm listening to the radio right now. Oh, damn, shit. It feels good to be black. But yeah, man. Anyway, I'm gonna start this whole. It's like, what time is it? It's like 2 o'clock in the fucking morning. So I'm gonna start this video right. Yeah, you know, do some scary shit. You know, have another content. You know, produce and start a little scary. Damn, nigga, some scary shit. Conspiracy theories, some scary fucking stories. You know, since Shane is, I used to watch Shane and this conspiracy shit. But since his ass got canceled, I'm gonna start doing my own shit, man. Let's see if I can do it. I'll try to get started. I'll be goofy out on that shit. But let's get started, man. Shit. Rest in peace, Shock G, man. Alright, let's start this, man. So the title, this first scary story, damn, is new cell phone. I'm gonna be putting some scary background music, some scary effects. Don't trip, man. I'm gonna try to be scary. I'm trying to be all fucking weird and creepy and shit. Damn, bitch, stop looking at me. You see this bitch? You can see in my glasses. Reflection. Alright, let's start. Damn, I don't know how to read, but alright, let's get it, man. New cell phone. Calling on my cell phone. I'm trying to see. Playing. Alright. My friend's cousin, a single mother, bought a new cell phone. Okay. After a long day of work, she came home, placed her phone on the counter, and went to watch TV. Her son came to her and asked if he could play with her new phone. She told him not to call. Stop texting me. See, man, I can't. She told him not to call anyone or mess with the text messages. And he agreed. At around, what time is it? At around 2:20, she was drowsy, tired. So she decided to tuck her son in and go to bed. You know, she walked to his room and saw that he wasn't there. She then ran over to the room to find him sleeping on her bed with the phone in his hands. Relief, she picked her phone back up from his hand to inspect it. To search, to see, browsing through it. And she not only minor changes such as a new background, banner, etc. But then she opened up her saved pictures, saved photos, pictures he had taken that he just was taken. He had taken those pictures until only one new picture remained. Damn. Until only one new picture remained. When she first saw it, she was in disbelief. It was her son sleeping on her bed, but the picture was taken by someone else above him. Now, I'm gonna show you the picture too, and what I'm talking about. It was her son sleeping on her bed, but the picture was taken.
Afraid. I went into your bedroom, but you were both asleep. I knew I was asleep in the dream, but I could feel that someone was awake in the house. I went into Dalton's room. There was something in there with him. It was standing there in the corner. I asked it, "Who are you?" And it said it was a visitor. I said, "What do you want?" It said, "Dalton." I can still hear that voice.
What?
By someone else above him. And it showed the left half of an old ass woman's face right next to the dude, man, right next to the son. That's some scary shit. Good. That's some oh, that's damn. That's some scary ass shit. Like, right next to the kid. Alright, hold on. Can you imagine that? You just sleeping and you just somebody taking a selfie, some creepy ass lady or man just taking a selfie, just taking a picture while you sleeping, nigga? Oh.
Lexi? 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 Hey! Stop staring at me like that! Alexis! Yo, you're starting to freak me the f*** out! Mom! 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 Get the fuck away from me. Stop! Why are you crying? Hello? Lexi? Mom! She's just standing here staring at me. It's crazy.
Relax. Hey. Come on, go lay down.
Fuck that. That's a nightmare. Fuck. Yeah, I just tried that chicken sandwich. The damn chicken sandwich. That shit trash. Y'all motherfuckers out here going crazy. Going cuckoo. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs over that dry ass chicken sandwich. Y'all some stupid motherfuckers. Alright, let me go to the next video. Are you okay, Ed? Yeah, let's get to that. I think I know this story though. Fuck. Alright, let's just get to it. just get. I feel like this should be best for last. You know, I might do it later. But this the fuck. Okay. Let me hurry up. The following. Hold up. Edit this out. Let's check this out. Alright, let's get it. Ooh, that's damn. Okay. I got it. Let's get it. The satellite images. Damn, I'm struggling with that word. Alright. Let's get to the next story. Damn. So be careful of your cell phone. So it's the satellite images. Let's get it. Let's get to my creepy tone. A friend, damn, a friend of mine showed me how to use Snapchat Maps. No, it's fine. Google Maps. A friend of mine showed me how to use Google Maps. Okay? I'm sure you have seen it. Most of y'all saw that shit. Most of y'all have got that shit on your apps, on your phones. It lets you use satellite images to look at locations all over the world. All over the damn world. A few years ago, I was in a car accident. Since then, I really don't leave the house that often. Let me take out my glasses for this shit, man. Alright. No, let me put my glasses back on. But alright. Since then, I really don't leave the house that often. True story. It's difficult. And the idea of a scene and the idea of me seeing a car drive by me makes me feel lightheaded. I was fascinated by the fact that I could see all over the world. Almost like being there. I could virtually walk down the streets and it almost felt like I was really there. I became instantly hooked. It gave me a real eye on the world. 4 eyes. Real 4 eyes on the world. I could go to almost any major city. And I did. I have seen streets in China, Japan, Germany, England, so many places. I even gone to tourist attractions like the Great Barrier Reef of Dracula Castle. My favorite was to go to random places in major cities and see how many people and animals I could find. The faces of the people were always blurred to protect their privacy. But it was still enjoyable, fun to see them out there, enjoying their life, walking like it was no big deal. She must have good taste. I laugh. I zoom in closer and notice the gray bag she carried on a gray purple shoulder strap. She was walking in a relaxed manner, one hand trailing the wall beside her. I bet if I could have seen her face, I would see that she was smiling at me. I began to feel a little sad. I'm sensitive. I let my hands fall onto the arms of my wheelchair and look at her for a minute. More. I look at her for a minute more. I wish that I could be there, walking so carefree with her. That wouldn't happen though, until I died. I was stuck in this chair. I sight and zoom out of Tokyo. Enough of this for tonight. I turned off the computer and went to bed. Damn. I got up early and decided to look around Paris. Paris was always fun. I liked the look of the city with all of the old and beautiful buildings and so many people to watch, and randomly zoomed to an area and saw a street line with old brick buildings, a few small shops, and an old tan brick church. Ahead was an intersection. And dozens of people walked by. A balding businessman walked quickly past, looking back at an old woman. Another old woman. An old woman, hair covered with a scarf, carrying a large purse. A curvy woman in black pants that were too tight stared into the store window. And two females led a group of small children around the corner. I spun the view around a few more times and then saw something strange. Sitting on the bench at the bus stop were two people. One of them was a young woman with her feet stuck in front of her in a relaxed manner. She was wearing a pair of red sneakers, red Yeezys, red sneakers like my own. I was startled for a moment as I noticed the black pants, white t-shirt, and black hooded jacket. Her dark brown hair was tied loosely behind her head. A gray bag sat on the bench beside her, the shoulder strap hooked over her shoulder. This is crazy. I thought it can't possibly be the same woman. It can't be the same bitch. This is a different country, a different continent even. How could it be her? This was stupid, man. It wasn't as if these were live photographs. They were taken ahead of time and then stored. It is not like she was in two places at once. She could just be a traveler. A time traveler. Who knows? Who could just be a traveler? Besides, without seeing her face, it was impossible to tell it was the same person. Brown hair was probably the most common hair color in the world. Those red sneakers were something I purchased online. I'm sure a million other people did too. I shook my head and went to fix some lunch. When I go back online, I decided to look at Berlin, Germany. I pick a random street. As usual, it looks pretty empty. There were brick buildings lining the streets, looking more like factories than anything else. There were also empty lots full of long grass, pile, gravel. There wasn't much to see at all, really. There was line of motorbikes and a car with two German flags sticking up from it. After more searching, I found one kid. He looked like he was dressed for school, a jacket thrown over his back. He was intently looking at some kind of mobile device, a phone. I was disappointed. I started to leave, but then I caught something out of my corner. I caught something out of the corner of my eye. I turned the view. There they were. Those damn red Yeezys. Those red snake. sneakers. She was standing on the street corner next to some kind of signpost. She had a hand on the post, looking down the street as if she's waiting to cross the street. I stared in shock. How could she be there too? Even if she was traveling, there's no way I could find her every time. Even finding her in Paris would have been one heck of a coincidence. But this was crazy. Was this some kind of joke? Had Google decided to play tricks on me? Decided to play a prank on its users that used their product so much? It would have been a great joke. I did a quick search looking for a note by a woman. I did a quick search looking for a note about a woman that shows up like Waldo. Looking for a note about a woman that shows up like Waldo. There was nothing. I looked through articles on strange things you can see on Google Maps, but none of them mentioned the woman that travels the world with you. This was crazy because I had my self-imposed isolation. Isolation driven me mad, driven me crazy. I become so lonely that I created a little delusion for myself. Leaving the Berlin image on my screen, I sent a text message to a friend, asking him to look at the locations. I asked him if he saw the same woman that I waited, hands sweating, hands sweating, heart thumping in my chest. I jump when my phone beep with a return text message. 10 minutes later, the text read, I quote, I see the lady you're talking about in Berlin. I didn't see her in Paris or Tokyo. So this is some kind of game or what? Are you okay? I didn't respond. I instead returning to the locations in Tokyo and Paris. There she was there, but it was different. She no longer sat on the bus stop bench in Paris. She was standing in front. She was standing in front of it, looking for something in her bag. In Tokyo, she was blocks away, swatting down to pet that calico cat. I shivered. Who was she? What was happening? I switched the maps to Brussels. It was another city street. It was lined with old-looking buildings with shops on the ground level. Shit. And what I guess was apartments above. I quickly scanned the streets. They were empty, other than a stocky woman in a bright blue sweater. I did a second sweep. She wasn't there. I sighed in relief. I couldn't believe I was getting so worked up about this. It was nothing but a coat. I stopped. My eyes frozen on the screen. Frozen on the screen. There was a building at the point of a fork in the road, white with a black ironwork frame balcony jumping from the second floor. I hadn't seen her as I had been looking at the sidewalks. There she stood, standing on the balcony, her head tilted in the direction of the camera, almost like she was looking towards me. My breath caught in my throat. I switched to Sydney. She was leaning against the wall inside the doorway of a bright blue Carter's pharmacy building. London showed her getting ready to step onto a red double-decker bus. Her head turned to look over her shoulder. She was everywhere I looked. She stood on a brick sidewalk on a bridge. Venice Beach. She walked across the yellow barn crosswalk in Zurich, and in Hong Kong. She stood between a long bank and a McDonald's. McDonald's adjusted the strap on her back. In each picture, she came closer look directly at me with her blur out face. My heart felt like a terrified bird slamming around inside my chest. I couldn't catch my breath. I wasn't sure what to do. I couldn't call the police. Fuck the police. Should I send screenshots to Google? I clenched my fist tightly. I closed my eyes. Was I following her? I wish I could see the expression on her face, know what she saw when she looked back at me. I wanted to get off the chair and run. Why is that the only thing that made me feel free again? Was the thing that made me feel even more trapped? I had to know. I typed in the name of my town, zoomed into a random street. Gates to the city. Right here. There she was. There she was. She was only a few miles from my house, standing under the ironwork. The ironwork arch that stated the name of the park. She looked directly at the camera, directly at me. At me, I felt like I might throw up. I felt like I might throw up. She was near me, and she was watching me. She was coming for me. What did she want? I typed in the name of the apartment complex where I live. I could see the outside of the building. The parking lot was full of cars. There were a few blurred out children on the playground. I searched everywhere for her. She wasn't in the parking lot or the sidewalks, not hiding between the buildings or standing in the playground. I even scanned each of the cars behind the bushes, each of the girl windows. She wasn't there. I curled tightly around myself and laid my head down on the desk. This place was safe. I didn't leave the apartment anyway. I could never use Google Maps again. I would never see her again. She could stay at the park for all I care. I smiled to myself and was surprised to find a tear slipping down my face. Find a tear slipping down my face. Now I'm safe, I say to myself in a whisper. It felt good to hear it out loud. I'm safe. As I said, there was a knock at the door. A chill ran down my spine. I had a camera hooked to my computer that showed who was at the front door, which made it easier for me with my mobility issues. I slowly reached for the control to show myself who was outside, but my hand trembled fiercely as I touched the control. I realized my mistake.